Hi everyone, welcome to Quick Tips with Careervues. I am Nancy. In this video today, I'm going to talk about reference checks, an important aspect of the hiring process. We will discuss in this video about how reference check is done, what are the key questions about reference check, and how a candidate's skill and experience is evaluated through on this person. We value your inputs for the below mentioned questions. So here's a list of the commonly asked reference check questions. The first question could be, from which date to which date this person has worked with the company, and what were the main responsibilities. Following this, the next question could be, what was the reason for the employee to leave your organization? Another question could be, did this candidate got along well with the supervisor or the management? How was his relationship with the co-workers? You can ask the referee what kind of relationship he or she had with the job candidate. And if given an opportunity, would they consider rehiring the same candidate? If yes, why? If you're doing a reference check through the HR department, you can ask them if the employee had any previous warnings or complaints. What were the key strengths and weaknesses of the job candidate? Additionally, you could always ask for advice on how to manage this person better. What are the key takeaways of the management on working with this person? This would definitely help to manage this person better. To close this conversation, you can always ask the referees, what is a good time to speak to them in case you want a detailed feedback? While doing the reference check, you must take these points into consideration. Confirm the candidate's name and employment duration at the company. Sometimes candidates do provide the name of their friends and family members, which are not approved by many of the organizations. So while doing a reference check, make sure you confirm how did they know the candidate, so that it doesn't turn out to be a family member doing a fake reference check. If you're doing a verbal reference check, make sure to ask what makes this candidate a good fit for the role that you are offering. Highlight the key requirements of the job role and ask them if they have any experience in working on these aspects. If you want to make the reference check form easy and simple for others, make sure you have a ranking scale. For example, how a candidate's communication has been, how he or she is during team management. For example, how this employee could be rated upon relationship building with co-workers. If you're talking to the person who is at par with the candidate, you can always ask how their relationship has been with the person, or how is the general employee behavior while at work. These things would definitely help you to understand whether to go ahead with this candidate or not. Now let me talk about some points that would help you understand how to prepare for doing a reference check. Take the reference check process very seriously. Design the form in consent with HR and the hiring department. Customize each time doing a reference check depending on the position. It would help you save a lot of time in having a wrong hire. What kind of reference check you want is another point to consider. Whether you are going to have a verbal reference check and filling the form yourself, or you're going to send the form through an email followed by a phone call. This is a process to be discussed by HR department. I always recommend plan your questions ahead of time. Be very specific of what you're asking and keep the reference check form brief. Do not make the referee overwhelmed by a lot of questions. Be very specific. At the most, 8 questions are more than enough to understand whether you should go ahead with the candidate or not. So I would say 5 is the minimum and 8 is the maximum number of questions you should ask. You should make sure the referees are not fake. To do so, you should check their LinkedIn accounts. Always ask for formal email address, not Gmail, Hotmail or any other personal email. This makes the reference check process more legitimate. A simple exercise is to look out for social media accounts of the person who is going to do the reference check for your candidate. If you are doing the reference check through a telephone, make sure to take the notes properly. Be very clear, set aside a time to do this reference check so that there is no mix and match of information. And at the end, complete and sign the form. You could also do it along with your colleague on a speakerphone so that there are 2 people who are listening and understanding the facts. I hope you found this video useful and you're all set to understand how to conduct a positive reference check. Do let me know if you have any questions regarding doing a reference check or designing a reference check form. If you're watching my video for the first time, do not miss to press the subscribe button and hit the bell icon so that you don't miss any of the career tips. If you have found this video useful, do give it a thumbs up.